Full name Mario, yes, really, the face of Nintendo has been in his fair share of video games. Considering the sheer amount of them, it's understandable that a few strange ones have creeped in along the way. We'll be looking at a fair few of them today, of course, but it's not just games that we're interested in. Mario is probably the most famous character in the gaming world, so a bit of cross-promotion was always on the cards. Therefore, he's appeared in film, TV, adverts, and everything in between. It's safe to say, he gets around. There's a lot of strangeness to be found when looking back through the history of this plumber, and we've done just that, combing through the annals of gaming's past to find the most remarkable and peculiar moments in the life of the one and only Mario. So, settle in because it's-a me, Peter from TripleJump, and here are the 10 strangest places Mario has appeared. Number 10. Mario's Cement Factory. Released in 1983, the same year as Mario Bros, our mustachioed hero had yet to cement his legacy in gaming. Tremendous puns aside, Mario's Cement Factory is a bizarre inclusion in the Mario franchise. It seems Nintendo wanted Mario to be the working-class hero, taking on a variety of roles in his early years. The scaffolding in Donkey Kong implies he was in construction, or something. He's also been a factory worker, we can't forget that he's infamously a plumber, and bafflingly, Mario was also in Vietnam. Yes, really, the Game & Watch days were a strange time. Arguably the strangest choice of all, though, was Mario's Cement Factory. Of all the professions Mario could have taken on, why a cement factory worker? No offense to any cement factory workers watching right now, but, you know, it's hardly the most interesting topic for a video game to undertake, now is it? There was also a tabletop version, if you wanted to play it in colour, a luxury worthy of a higher price, I'm sure you'll agree. Both versions play exactly the same as any LCD-based game, like the other Game & Watch or Tiger Electronics titles, in that they're just a series of presets, still images that you swap between. Who knew pouring cement could be this much fun? Number 9. Just Dance. So what's weird about this? It's just Mario having a bit of a boogie, right? He's appeared in dancing games before, so it's not like his inclusion in a rhythm game is so strange. No, I think it's his cold, dead eyes and elongated torso that makes his cameo in Just Dance so inherently creepy. Originally released for Just Dance 3, the Just Mario track, which I personally think is a bit too dismissive of the legendary plumber, you know, Just Mario, was re-released with shiny new visuals for Just Dance Unlimited, the Just Dance subscription service. I've said Just Dance way too many times now. Considering that the dancers on screen are overlaid versions of mo-capped performers, the proportions of Mario are a bit, shall we say, off. To put it simply, he is firmly down in the uncanny valley. And clearly Mario is not human, as you'll know if you've ever travelled to New Donk City, so an accurately proportioned dancer may have been hard for them to come by. But they could have at least animated his eyes. They're staring into my soul. Still, the Just Mario mashup is a quality tune. Oh, yeah. Number 8. Super Mario Bros. SUPERSHOW. Did you think the 1993 movie was the worst live-action interpretation of the Mario Bros? Well, it still is, but this is a close second. Those of you who aren't aware of the late 80s to early 90s animated show about our favourite turtle botherer may just think it's a standard kids show, relatively harmless, which is true, but this would be forgetting that it was only half animated, with the other being a live-action sitcom with a rap rendition of the classic theme tune. Because who else would the kids want interrupting their cartoons than former professional wrestler and manager the late Captain Lou Albano? It's not recommended that you go out and watch the Super Mario Bros. SUPERSHOW, though you have to at least go and watch the intro sequence. Here's a sampling of the lyrics for you. We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. True poetry. The only question remaining is, will we ever get another terrible live-action version of Mario and Luigi to add to the collection?
Worse could me. What do I look like, a fortune teller?
Oh, sorry, Luigi. Shouldn't have asked. Number 7. Punch-Out and Tennis. As mentioned earlier, Mario is a bit of a jack-of-all-trades and profound lyricist, as we've recently come to learn, so it may not come as a surprise that he's at officiating jobs too.
You cannot be serious!
While he's more synonymous with being on the playing side of sports, he is a tremendous footballer and golfer after all, he's often not given the credit he deserves for his refereeing skills. Starting in 1984, Mario took the mantle of umpire in the cleverly titled tennis game Tennis, a launch title for the new Nintendo Entertainment System. We all knew we were in safe hands with Mario calling the shots. This newly found vocation and expertise on the rules of racket sports meant Mario was clearly qualified to then move on to refereeing professional boxing matches.
Weird, I don't think that's right.
The NES port of Punch-Out saw the likes of Mike Tyson, Super Macho Man, Don Flamenco, Von Kaiser, and Glass Joe put their lives in the hands of Mario. Because who else is better suited for that role, I ask you? Admittedly, having Mario in these supporting roles for games that really didn't need him feels a bit forced, which is our main reason for categorizing these cameos as weird. Nintendo's goal was clearly to establish that Mario was the face of the company when the NES came around, which is fine, but if they really wanted him in these games, why not just make him a playable character? I'm sure Mario channeling his inner Rocky would have done wonders for his family-friendly image. Number 6. Hotel Mario. As part of a partnership deal with Philips involving a potential CD drive add-on for the SNES, Nintendo allowed Zelda and Mario to be used as part of a series of Philips-developed games. Yes, Zelda and Mario, not made by Nintendo.
Well, that went as well as could be expected, didn't it?
The infamously terrible trilogy of Zelda games are arguably the most well-known results of this partnership, but it's Mario's game for the Philips CDI that we're interested in today. While a Mario game being on a non-Nintendo console is strange in and of itself, it doesn't stop there. They aren't technically as bad as the Zelda games, a bar so low that even someone as tiny as me could step over it. The problem lies in 2 parts. 1, the game is painfully boring, and 2, the cutscenes.
Over there! You're the best player ever!
No.
In Hotel Mario, you do one thing: close doors. Yes, honestly, you ride up and down a lift, closing doors. It's possible to jump onto some enemies to destroy them, but really, what's even the point? In fact, looking at this gameplay, perhaps it is those horrible cutscenes that are the only incentive to pick this thing up at all. I think this should just about sum up how wonderful they really are.
Here's the problem: too many toasters.
If there are any budding animators, voiceover artists, or writers out there doubting their abilities, remember, Nintendo licensed this.
You know what they say, all toasters toast toast.
Number 5. The Super Mario Challenge. Esports. Childhood fantasy becoming a reality. We all dreamed of playing video games for a living before our parents told us to get a proper job. Well, joke's on you, Mum, I'm working in YouTube now. Then again, the joke probably is on me, actually, because if it wasn't for Mother's demoralising attitude, I'd be winning millions playing Rocket League by now, and a lack of hand-eye coordination, patience, and natural ability definitely wouldn't have stopped me. Esports have actually been around for pretty much as long as gaming itself has, but it took until the early 2000s for them to start reaching peak popularity. Today, the scene is going as strong as ever, partially thanks to services like Twitch, but it's time to honour the only true esports event worth watching. Yes, I'm obviously talking about the Super Mario Challenge. While the US got the aforementioned Super Mario Bros. SUPERSHOW, we Brits had the delight of the Super Mario Challenge. Competitors would face off mano a mano, well, controller door a controller door, in a bid to become the best Mario player of the two of them. The best Mario player of the two of them. While it may not have been peak gaming competition, pitting 2 children against each other was harmless enough entertainment for kids of the time. Mind you, we're only talking broadly there because some people clearly weren't enjoying this. Number 4. SSX on tour. Run to the hills, run for your life indeed. The combination of Iron Maiden and Mario is something a sane mind wouldn't usually put together, but EA haven't been sane for a very long time. So they went and did just that with SSX on tour, decimating the happy-go-lucky image of Mario in the process. We've seen Mario in all kinds of sports-based activities, but they usually take place on Nintendo's terms. While a cameo is nothing new for the old red and blue, tone is a big part of making a crossover work. If the appearance of a character stands out in a overtly noticeable way, like Kratos playing golf, then it turns a meaningful cameo into something a bit silly. Thankfully though, it is SSX, so being a bit silly is kind of a bonus, to be honest. Seeing Mario pull a gnarly jib off the kicker as he free rides the line is quite a rad sight. I googled some snowboarding terms there, I have no idea what I'm actually saying. But like with Just Dance, it's the proportions that stand out. Mario's stumpy frame just doesn't give the look of maneuverability. Plus, his more cartoony style stands out quite broadly against a more realistic background. Not that Mario has had a problem with that before, I'll just leave this here. Number 3. Got milk? If we're honest, milk is one of the things that doesn't really need advertising. Nobody watches an ad about milk and thinks, I could really do with some milk right now. If you like milk, chances are you're just gonna buy milk anyway. This may make more sense in the States, but from a British standpoint, it is baffling. What's more confusing though is the sheer amount of celebrities that took part in the Got Milk campaign. However, have any of them really been as iconic as Mario? Well, yes, some of them were, but Mario is pretty good too. Being something of a crossover ad, partly for milk but also for Super Mario 64, this 1996 commercial saw our hero failing to jump over a block in the wet-dry world, in an attempt that can only be described as pathetic. But why can't the mighty Mario, who has clearly been shown to be quite the athlete as we've seen so far today, leap over a simple block? Well, because he hasn't had his milk, of course. As we all know, triple jumps are milk-powered, which is why we have at least 2 cows for every member of the TripleJump office. So now you've been suckered in by the ad campaign and have a mountain of the white stuff at your disposal, what should you do with it? Well, why not combine it with your favourite food console crossover, the Nintendo cereal system? Yes, that's a real thing. Number 2. NBA Street V3. No, I'm not over it yet. New Donk City is weird, and they would have known this if only they'd looked at the Mario All-Stars from NBA Street V3. And calm. Have you ever wanted to see Shaquille O'Neal versus Luigi in a basketball game? What? No? Well, now you can, and it looks as ridiculous as you'd expect. While the SSX cameo looked out of place, it was at least taking place in a silly environment within a silly game. NBA Street V3, though, doesn't have that luxury. The Street series isn't as grounded in reality as the main NBA games are, but they at least have some feel of grittiness to them that you wouldn't normally associate with the Mario universe. And it isn't just Mario that has come to dunk some hoops and shoot some nets, taking it to the rack as you wedgie while making it rain. I'm not good with sports, but I'm good with Google. Peach and Luigi have joined in, clearly making the most intimidating trio in basketball history. Considering that the average NBA player is around 6'7" and Mario is 3'8", you'd think it would be a foregone conclusion that the Mario All-Stars would get destroyed by any team in the game. But apparently not. Look at these moves. And number 1, I Am a Teacher, Super Mario, No Sweater, and Mario Family. There isn't a single aspect of this Famicom game that isn't in some way weird. For a start, the name. Clearly a translation problem, the name I Am a Teacher Super Mario No Sweater is just a jumbled mishmash of words as far as I'm concerned. Then when you look beyond the title, you realise this is a sewing simulator. In the game, you take a pre-made pattern based on one of the original Mario characters, fiddle with it a bit using the in-game editor, and then you send it off to the game makers, Royal Industries, who will ship you back a jumper with your pattern on it. While the garments themselves were pretty nifty, it's hard to comprehend why this had to be on the Famicom. Couldn't you just send in a drawing or something? And it doesn't stop here. Another Nintendo sewing game was released for the Game Boy Color. Mario Family takes it a step further though by actually letting you plug a Game Boy into a real-life sewing machine. You choose a character from Super Mario World, plug your Game Boy Color into a Jaguar JN100 sewing machine, and the device would replicate the pattern onto a fabric of your choice. The future is truly here. And here's a fun bonus fact to finish off: Mario Family was the last Mario game made for the Game Boy Color. What a way to go out. And it's also the way we go out on this list, because that's your lot. But what other weird Mario games did we miss out? Let us know in the comments below. You can follow myself and TripleJump on Twitter here, and why not support the things you enjoy by having a look at our Patreon. Finally, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I've been Peter from TripleJump, and thanks for watching.